this? How appropriate. Well, I guess you know whose showcase this is for today. Well, I mean, if you clicked on the video that told you what it is, I mean, you'd know way before you saw that screen, but you know what I'm talking about. Anywho, my voice is absolutely raw from doing the Omega Rugal showcase yesterday. I'm killing myself for you guys. I feel like I really am. Let me hear you. Let me hear all of you out there. Dry land is not a myth. Too much fun. But yeah, we're doing a Pretty Kula. Is it Pretty Kula? I should know this. Like, I did so much research. She is forever Valentine Day Kula. Okay, that's what we're gonna go with. So we got her level completely maxed out, completely cored and capped. Her leadership increases purple element fighters attack by 40% and defense by 10. Not bad, a little bit better. I do enjoy her combination with Vanessa, which increases attack by 15% if HP is 70% or more, and increases crit rate by 3%, and that is one of her main influential cores, crit rate. So, let's go into her core effects. She has a normal status resist stun, 60%, that's awesome, especially against Mega Rugal. Crit damage rate plus 18%, that's massive. 1050 attack, standard, but still nice. Skill defense strike, 6%. She has a strike skill on her skill too, and she also has a blast skill increase, which is awesome. And there's another crit rate boost right there. I mean, she's a wonderful character. But this is interesting. One of her best cores, the Valentine Day Idol, it obtains 1% of power every 0.3%. 0.3 seconds whenever she guards, and it also recovers 1.6% of HP every 1 second for 5 seconds when she attacks somebody who is guarding. But the love me KoF. This is all I want from anybody and everybody in this community. And I mean, just because she has this as a core, it's so appropriate. I had to get this girl. Not only that, but since she is a purple support type, I mean, she's just amazing. But for this core, it decreases attack by 20% for 5 seconds. When the 5-second duration is over, it freezes the target for 2 seconds with a 20-second cooldown. So you'll just be fighting, and all of a sudden the target will freeze out of nowhere, and you could just combo into her. Now let's go into her skills. Her first skill, Counter Shell, it inflicts damage plus cold spell. Now the cold spell, it applies damage equal to 30% of your attack for 7 seconds, and it also which is chill damage related, obviously, and and it also decreases attack speed and movement speed by 10%, which is awesome. Now the lay spin sit, I love this one. This is the one that just gives you the damage immunity where she does a little secure. I got all excited about that skill too, because I mean, it saves me, because Terry's got one just like it. It's not hyper armor, it's not super armor, it's damage immunity. You hit that whenever you see somebody doing a super or anything, they can't break through it, you just don't suffer the damage. It's awesome. But the ice coffin, I love this. It's massive block of ice in the middle of the stage, and what it does is whenever you attack a frozen enemy with this skill, it does an additional 200% damage equal to your attack, and it also increases your attack by 28% for 7 seconds. Her striker skill deals chill damage equal to 70% of attack to all enemies. It's okay. I don't really use her as a striker unless I'm using Baseball Vanessa to acquire her ability. But speaking of abilities, you guys, let's go into her abilities. That's her first one, the Counter Shell, the one that inflicts the cold spell for 7 seconds, and deals damage proportionate to 30% of your attack and decreases attack speed and movement. Now her second one, I'm having fun with this one. God, I love this move. All that plus damage immunity, you guys, amazing. And that's also the one that has a 35% chance to freeze an enemy for 2 seconds when a successful skill connects. Even if they block it, you have a 35% chance. That's more than a 3% chance to freeze an enemy. But this one, the ice coffin, my skill 2 or skill 3, you can combo into all of them. That's the beauty of this character. But for this one, this is the one, if you attack a frozen enemy with this, you deal an additional, on top of everything else, 200% damage based off of your attack. And I mean, it also increases your base attack by 20% for 7 seconds. Now this is her 3-tier super. Everybody's seen it if you have ever fought Kula in your entire life. But this is the one, I'm gonna play this one twice. You get 2 times. Just because. I mean, I bust this one down and with her little sister, Halloween Kula, all the time. And I think I even got 2 of them in one video before whenever I put one of my championship videos out with low cost CP after I built her up. But okay, you guys, those are skill sets. Let's see them all one more time, and let me tell you all how to combo off of them. This is Valentine Day Kula's skill 2 at level 60. At level 70, the one that gives damage immunity. This is at level 80. And Valentine Day Kula, whenever completely maxed out, at level 90. Completely unrelated to Street Fighter, you guys. This is her skill 1, her counter shell. And this is her skill 3, the Ice Coffin, and this is how you counter into it. You could use your skill 2 or 1 after this hits. It freezes them up. Then you could go into a skill 2, hit them with a skill 1, and completely F their day up, brother. Just like Hulk Hogan. Alright, that was fun. Okay, you guys, keep this in mind. Her notable core passives are attack, crit rate, and crit damage. Now in JP, crit damage, like say for instance Orochi Iori, he has that as a boost too. There are ways to get incredible amounts of damage with a character that's boosted with crit damage. There are videos out there with literally Orochi Iori pretty much soloing the Gonets dungeon, and I kid you not, under 20 seconds. I mean, check it out, it's all on YouTube. Infinite information at your fingertips. God bless the world we live in. The golden age of technology where everything is just there and nobody knows what the hell the Dewey Decimal System is. Like they try to teach you, or try to teach me in grade school, like that would be life-changing before internet search engines ever were a thing. But that's another note. Let's talk some fun stuff. Okay, in JP right now, the main cards that actually are used on Kula. Let's jump into the Codex. Codex. I visit you like 3 times a day. How did I not know where you were? Okay. For the battle cards, let's go with first the set card. The ideal set card, obviously, the one fest card that we do have. I mean the light and dark. But also this one right here. They use the in JP the big boy version of this card, which is actually the Fess Kaya's card. Here, let me show you. This is the card I was talking about. Darkness and Nature. In Global, we do not have this card yet, but eventually we're going to get a banner similar to the Light and Dark Platinum banner, where we draw on it with a 0.2% chance. Standard, go all the way up to pity, probably, like I did, and obtain this card. But let's compare and contrast, you guys. Okay, for the Victory Party, you get, per card, defense increased by 7%, so 21% total, which is exactly the same as the first one. But for the second ability, the shared passive, if you have all 3 of them, for the Victory Party set, it increases attack by 42%. And for the Darkness and Nature, it's 45% of 45% increases attack by 45% of defense, which is awesome. And also for the Victory Party, you also get the added benefit of recovering HP by 3% and gaining 3% of power every time you defeat an enemy. But for the Darkness and Nature set card, you get an increased attack power by 10% during replacement for 5 seconds. So whenever you jump into the round, I mean 5 seconds is more than enough time to close the distance and completely empty a skill set and get an increase of 10% of attack, which, I mean, that's what pushes this card into obviously a little bit of a higher tier than the Victory Party. But in the meantime, Global doesn't have this card once again. We have Victory Party, which, I mean, that's a nice ideal set card for Valentine Day Kula, just because, I mean, whenever she blocks, she gains PG. Whenever she attacks blocking enemies, she gains health. And, I mean, if you increase her defense, I mean, if they don't have any kind of guard break, I mean, everything's Gucci, man. Alright, so let's take a look at some other cards, you guys. Okay, you guys, we talked about how the Victory Party set was an ideal set to put on Valentine Day Kula. So let's explore some option cards real quick, you guys. I mean, these of course are a little bit rarer. You would have had to play the event or got really lucky out of the Kula banner, or the Kaya banner I should say. But some ideal option cards to put on Valentine Day Kula are, for instance, the original plan. This is from the Christmas banner, I believe, that we had around Christmas, I want to say. I missed this one, unfortunately. This one and the Tekken one. Damn it. But this one increases attack by 4%, and it also gives you a 20% chance to gain super armor for 1.5 seconds when attacked, with a 45 second cooldown. But after each round, if you win, I mean, it completely resets and you have another chance to activate this super armor. So the original plan, that's a good card to put on that you see a lot of people use in JP. Another good option card would, of course, this is another ideal one, the Tekken set. God, or the Tekken option and the Tekken set. I'm going to show you the Tekken set in a second, but that I missed this event. I did. And now they have all the Tekken characters running shop at low cost PvP right now, and it's heartbreaking. I mean, I have my Sam Show characters, and I've been running Halloween Kula and Wonderland Vanessa, and I've been doing pretty good work, but I wish I got on PvP more. It's like I get on for maybe about 10 rounds, and then I don't get on for like 2 or 3 days, and then I get on after a few days for like maybe 20 or 30 rounds, I don't know. But anyway, this Tekken option card gives you an attack boost by 4%, and it also increases crit rate by 4%, which is nice. I mean, regular option cards usually don't do more than 2%, but 4% is twice that, so that's massive. And one of Kula's cores, if you remember correctly, is crit rate. Crit rate, crit damage, and attack. Now, when HP is 50% or more. So, that's nice, but check this special effect. It also gives a 20% chance to gain super armor for 3 seconds when attacked. That's 1 in 5 hits, and if somebody is a high combo unit, they're going to activate it. I mean, it's just a matter of time before this little depth charge goes off and completely blows everything. I'm not going to say that, but you get the picture. So, once again, I said the Tekken set cards, this one right here. This is one that you see a lot of people use on V-Day Kula and JP, and it increases your attack by 6%. So they each do 6%, so 6, 12, 18% boost to attack, and the shared ability, it increases crit rate by 10%, which is massive. That is unfair. Like, you're going to be critting left and right with this. So 10% increase to crit rate, and it also increases crit damage by 50%. Active team members, including the caster, obtain 3% power upon landing a crit hit with a 1-second cooldown. That is a massive gain in crit damage, and I believe that this is the set that the Orochi I was telling you about completely soloed the weekly Mecha Gonitz dungeon in under 20 seconds. He used this set on his Orochi, which also had a crit damage boost, but this is the ideal set to have on her. Now, let's get to the part of the video that everybody's been waiting for. Since they have a low-cost championship this week, I wasn't able to bring her into championship, but let me just show you guys. Y'all want to see her in battle. I know. Let's go. Let's go. Time for the fun part of the video. Special shout out to KoF LUCA, one of my championship JP idols, him and Snow. Watching them play on their streams is usually my morning cup of coffee. Best players I've ever seen. I would love to fight you guys one day if I could cop an account from somebody, a JP account, which would be amazing, but let's get back to it. Okay, you see how he just gen automatically froze? That was because of the Love Me KOF after that timed out. And you see how she's Kula is just gaining all that PG. Look at her bar. It's just filling up from just her blocking. Look how massive that skill 3 is too. It's wonderful. It just stays there. It blocks Omega Rugal's charges and just anybody charging in, and it's hard to roll through. You would have to get like a perfect roll where you're almost brushing up against it in order to roll through. All right, she looks like taking the guard stance. You see, he just automatically froze. That's the 20-second cooldown with the Love Me KoF. After that's up, it reactivates. It's awesome. I love that skill. Okay. Next round, let's see. And you see, I mean, all of her combos are very fluid, so you can play her very aggressively, or you can use her as a shell type of character if you're more of a defensive player. So having her as a support unit is perfect. I mean, look at her PG. She's just blocking everything, especially if, look at her bar, top right. I mean, if she's playing an opponent that does not have guard break, I mean, she's just sitting there chilling, and look how fast that thing's filling up. I mean, and she has a projectile on her skill 1. That skill that she just used, skill 2, has damage immunity, and boom, 3 tier. And her 3 tier is almost already back up. So it looks like he's trying to maybe end the fight in order to or maybe LUCA's just blocking in order to get the 5 tier back up. I mean, he's suffering hardly any damage and just blocking. I mean, this is why, say, the Tekken set or the Kaya set or the Mr. Big Victory Party set, why it's so essential. And it increases, I mean, you already know, it increases any character's defense and gives them an attack boost in proportion to the defense. I mean, it's such a wonderful set. And look at this. I mean, she set the skill 3 Ice Coffin down and then started blocking behind it, and in order for his opponent to close the distance, I mean, they ran into it and suffered some damage, and then you could combo with any skill at that point. It's amazing. Let's see how she does against Terry. Now, Terry's typically a pretty hard counter since Kula's a purple unit and he's a yellow unit, and of course, y'all know my thoughts on Terry. I mean, that's the GOAT. You can't beat Terry, at least on a consistent note. I mean, oh, Terry do work. I don't know who I'm rooting for right now, you guys. I don't. I do not. Jeez, staying frozen. I mean, Kula's doing great work being the weak element and everything. She's almost got it. I mean, she pretty much soloed the entire team. Ended with a skill 2. Get him, Terry. My hero. Speaking of Omega Rugal, did y'all see that? She put the skill 3 down and it kind of jammed up his skill 2. Because his skill 2 does not have hyper armor. Look at that. He even connected with his skill 2, and before he did his face plant attack, the Love Me KoF activated and froze him mid-track. See, that's why this girl is so amazing. You could play her aggressively, or you could play her defensively, and or you could do some kind of mixture to where if you're playing a shell type of player where they're on the opposite side of the stage, I mean, sit back and just block, and your PG gains pretty quickly. Now, Wally 0. This is another pretty hard counter for Kula. Obviously being the strong element, but also, I mean, she's also, well, in JP she's rated right next to Valentine Day Kula. They're like neck and neck. But being the strong element, obviously, Pretty Zero has the advantage. Let's see if she could capitalize. And the underdog wins. Don't y'all just love a Rudy story when that happens? I mean, simply when the person that everybody was betting against, just tooth and nail, Kumite Bloodsport, fights their way through to the top and just, you know, ends up on top. I mean, it's a great thing, right? I mean, once again, everybody loves an underdog story. But once again, you guys, this has been the pretty cool, lovely Kula, Valentine Day Kula. They have so many Kulas out right now. Just check the stacks on the banners, obviously. And once again, I mean, I do this for you guys. I don't get paid for this. I do it to educate the community, to build up people to actually get the characters, or if they have the characters, they learn about them, and that way they're more versed in championship whenever they take that route. But also, if they don't have the character, they also know how to counter that character with the characters they have. So it's a win-win situation, you guys, and that's why I put this information out there, because I'm a competitor and I want people to know as much as possible about the characters involved. That way they can give me more competition, and they can also learn something and become stronger players themselves. But I'm starting to yammer on a little bit, you guys. So once again, this has been your guy, Senpai Rai. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed my material, and check out my Omega Rugal showcase I put out yesterday if you wanna know why. If you haven't seen it, it's insane. But that's why I'm so monotone today, because my throat is just raw. But once again, you all have a wonderful day. Your favorite senpai is out. Later.